Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like Mr. Ramzan Kadyrov, the fearless Chechen warlord, is back in business. And as usual, when he is back in business, he does something or says something strange. Anyway, and this time he makes a little bit of disclosure, let's put it this way. But I don't think it's surprising, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's interesting that he says it out loud. Now, this article comes from the Daily Beast, which doesn't really matter where it comes from, as long as they will quote Mr. Kadyrov, which they will do. And this article is from February 7th, 2023. Top Putin ally says he, and I'm quoting, will not hide intention to invade Poland anymore. Well, I think that Kadyrov should be feeling okay, because I think this is reciprocity at work, because I think the Poles have a lot of this kind of intentions too. So let's move on, but not necessary that Chechnya would be under Poland's radar, but others closer to it. Ramzan Kadyrov, a key ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, has begun rattling off threats about attacking Poland after Ukraine. Now, this reminds me of how Poland acts under the shield of United States of America and NATO. The same thing with Kadyrov under the shield of Russia. You know what I mean? Poland alone would be smacked around, but with all these guys behind, it has a big mouth. The same with Kadyrov. Is let's put it this way, insignificant without Russia. But anyway, let's move on. That's why I don't really like the Baltic states, because they have the biggest mouth in the neighborhood and they are the weakest. So, I mean, if not the weakest, the weakest. Their total population of the Baltic states, which is Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, is about 5 million people. 5 million. And they have the biggest mouth. Well, bigger means a big thing could get in that mouth, you know what I mean? And the same Poland. Well, at least Poland is like, what, 39 million people, big country, big spirit. It's a little bit different, but still I don't think would match, I don't know, United States, or I don't know if it would match, I don't know, Great Britain or France, or I was about to say Germany. Nah, Germany is just, produces things, doesn't work anymore, doesn't have the spirit, doesn't do that thing. So, Kadyrov, the head of Chechnya, suggested Monday that Russia should, and I'm quoting, denazify and demilitarize, end quote, Poland next. And I'm quoting Kadyrov. What if, after the successful completion of the NMD, Russia begins to denazify and demilitarize the next country? After all, after Ukraine, Poland is on the map. I will not hide that I personally have such an intention, end quote. Kadyrov said on Telegram, and I'm quoting Mr. Kadyrov again, I personally have such an intention, and I have repeatedly stated that the fight against Satanism should continue throughout Europe and, first of all, on the territory of Poland, end quote. You know, that's not going to happen. Now, Kadyrov warned Tuesday that the time has come for the West to fall to its knees before Russia's predicting that the so-called, and I'm quoting, special military operation in Ukraine would be over by the end of 2023. He made a prediction in other articles. I saw that he says by the end of 2023 the operation would be over. Well, what's the outcome though? Anyway, let's quote Mr. Kadyrov again. The special military operation will be over before the end of this year. European countries will admit they have been wrong. The West will fall to its knees, and as usual, European countries will have to cooperate with the Russian Federation in all spheres, end quote, Kadyrov said, according to TASS. And I'm quoting again, there should not and will never be an alternative to that, end quote. Pretty certain, huh? It is clear that the war will indeed be over by the end of the year. Russia is preparing to mobilize between 300,000 to 500,000 troops for a new offensive in Ukraine, according to a new Ukrainian military intelligence bulletin. US officials have warned that Russia is likely gearing up for a new onslaught as well. It is not the first time when Putin or Russia or Putin's cronies have suggested that Poland is on their list of targets in Europe. And they mentioned Belarus as well. And this is something that I gotta tell you, according to my my experience living in Eastern Europe, that over there, I said this many times, and some people said, no, you don't know what you're talking about, or things like this. Well, I really can't tell you more than provide you with direct experience, and the direct experience is based on historical events. And if we don't agree with at least with a foundation, we can't go further. Like, for instance, if we want to solve a mathematical equation, if we don't agree that 1 + 1 is 2, then we can't even look at that equation. We should start by this. We have to agree that at least in Eastern Europe, it's everywhere else, but in Eastern Europe, there are a lot of territorial, how should I put, demands, like countries, maybe they don't demand it, right in public, about that territory should be mine, because that territory was mine at one point. And some of my, how should I put it, connationals live over there, and some of yours live here. And it's like this in many countries over there. If you look at historical events, you will find out, for instance, Poland, or let's get Ukraine, which is the easiest target here. Ukraine, if you look at its outer territory, I'm not talking about Kiev and the center over there, you will find that those territories belonged to the neighbor countries for a long time. For a long time. It's not like it happened just, okay, it was in possession of, let's say, Romania or Hungary or Poland or Russia for, I don't know, 30 years or something. No, those things were for hundreds of years, if not thousands. And in this case, you have Hungary with Transcarpathia, you have Romania with Bukovina and Moldova, Bessarabia, and part of west of Odessa, not Odessa, west of Odessa, which was part of Bessarabia, now is given by Stalin to, and Khrushchev to whomever. Khrushchev gave Crimea to Ukraine, and so on. Then you got Poland, which Poland thinks, because of his history, that part of the western Ukraine belongs to Poland. But on the other hand, Romania has Transylvania, and Hungary said, well, part of Transylvania is ours, and so on. Again, it's like that. Then you have Germany who keeps its mouth closed because it's a weasel, but it wants, or it at least thinks that certain territories that are in Poland are theirs. Like, for instance, if you look in Poland, you can find out, for instance, where is Prussia? East Prussia. Prussia right now is not really in Germany, if you know what I mean. Prussia is a little bit in Poland, a little bit in Kaliningrad, so then it's a lot of, even between France and Germany, the little Rhine or whatever, it's a corridor over there between them, I can't remember the name of it, that, what's his name, Hitler invaded after the First World War. There was the whole fight over there between them. The Ruhr, I think Ruhr, not Rhine. Rhine, I know, Ruhr, I think it was. Anyway, so it's always, oh, it's ours, no, it's ours. So it's a lot of there are a lot of tensions. Now, Chechnya doesn't have anything to do with Poland. They're too far away. But nevertheless, Kadyrov, being where he is at, and, being Putin's good boy, hears whatever the Poles are saying and whatever happens over there in Ukraine. And obviously he says whatever he says. He jumps over the horse sometimes. He's, ahead of his skis, threatens here, threatens there. That's not going to happen. Russia will not invade Poland unless Poland will attack them somehow. It's not going to be anything like that. If I foresee that if Russia succeeds, let's say, in advancing and going straight west, I think that the possibility that certain kind of countries, in order to protect their population, say, okay, this comes back to our country, we take it, partition Ukraine temporarily, and temporarily will be for, I don't know, about 50 centuries or something, something like this, but not Romania. Romania is going to be a weasel as it is. But I'm talking about Hungary, I'm 99% certain. Poland, I'm 99% certain. These two countries will definitely do that. But I said 99, so I don't say 100. If Russia keeps coming, rolls west, they will say, well, we're going to help you guys. This is ours, our territory, so if you attack us, then we will, NATO will defend us. So anyway, it's not going to happen other than I don't think Russia says, okay, now it's time to Poland. I don't see that. I see that 10%, 5%, 10%, 5%. But if Poland does something stupid, launches missiles or actively kills Russians, that's a very big possibility that Russia says, now we have a reason, a straight reason, and we cannot bypass or forget this opportunity. Let it miss us. We will not miss it. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.